This was a city built after a long war, yet deserted decades later. There are too many unanswered questions about this short-lived ancient city. "2,000 years later, scientists and scholars try to find proof of its existence. In 112 BC, the prime minister of a small kingdom in southern China betrayed the king and had him killed together with the Han envoy. The enraged Han Emperor Wu sent an army to defeat the small kingdom. It was a prolonged war. Many died or were injured before the kingdom was taken 12 months later. The commander of the Han army was a general known as the Marquis of the Pearl Cliffs. Emperor Wu was very pleased with the victory because the island of Hainan was a source for gemstones and other treasures. He had 2 prefectures established on the island. One of the prefectures was believed to have an abundance of pearls, which the emperor loved very much. But the prefecture of Zhuya only existed for 64 years. Then, quite surprisingly, Emperor Wu decreed that the prefecture be abandoned.
这个郡呢，才设立了64年，就撤销了。现在讲就是失控了，没人管的了。
The prefecture system was a product of the Han. Like a province, a prefecture reports directly to the central government. Below the prefecture level are counties. Stripping Hainan of prefecture status means demotion. The island was a spoil of war, but it was marginalized decades after becoming a Han prefecture. It was now left to its own devices. Zhuya was a prefecture for only a brief period before it was stripped of its status. There are many puzzles surrounding Zhuya. Many have tried to solve them by searching through Han relics. But since the prefecture was abandoned more than 2,000 years ago, its exact location could be difficult to find. For generations, historians have wanted to see the true face of Zhuya. The location of Zhuya Prefecture was discovered by Tang Zhou, a Ming Dynasty scholar, more than 1,000 years after the prefecture was abandoned. Tang's discoveries went into his book, Records of Hainan 1500 AD. But where exactly did he discover Zhuya? Meng Lesheng is the vice chairman of the Haikou Social Sciences Association. His specialty is folklore. He has always been interested in Zhuya.
汉珠崖建遗址是海南历史文化的源头，所以寻找它就是找海南的历史文脉。
Over the years, Mr. Meng has visited villages, looked through history books and prefecture records. He also interviewed a great number of villagers all for the purpose of solving this age-old puzzle. Although it was more than 2,000 years ago, and what was left of the prefecture is probably long gone, some records still may exist. According to Tangzhou, Zhuya Prefecture was located in a place called Dongtandu. In the south of Haikou City is a village called Dongtan. Is this the location of Zhuya? Meng brings this question to the village. This is one of the 13 villages that make up Dongtan. These villages are scattered across the dense jungles typical of Hainan. The banyan trees at the village entrance, the houses made of volcanic rock, and the worn plaques all look exotic to Meng. Since the Han created Zhuya Prefecture, it has changed the course of development for Hainan. Gradually, Hainan has become a place where the Han culture coexists and blends with the indigenous ethnic minority cultures. Meng thinks intuitively that the administration of Zhuya Prefecture must have been set up in an ethnically diverse area. Meng catches sight of a small stone house located at the village entrance. Dongtan village is located in a volcanic zone in the north of Hainan. The volcanic rock was used to build this small shrine at the village entrance. The god of earth is worshipped here. A small stone tablet is often placed outside the shrine. Meng knows this tradition, which originated in Shandong province and was believed to keep the village population healthy. This tradition must have found its way to Hainan. This discovery reinforces Meng's impression that the village must have a long history. Some old men are resting in the shade of a big banyan tree. Meng strikes up a conversation with an elderly gentleman. He is excited at what he is told. The old man says he has lived in this region all his life. Meng cannot believe his luck. An ordinary villager has tipped him off to the possible location of Zhuya. He can't help but wonder if the old man is making the whole thing up. Meng heads to the location. He thinks to himself the old man was probably telling the truth. Maybe it's luck. The village is located about 1 kilometer away. It has not been in use for over half a century. The village is built on a relatively flat piece of land and has many dilapidated houses scattered throughout. They too are made of volcanic rock. Meng takes a walk in the village. It feels more like a military stronghold than a civilian habitation.
我请教过当地参加过那个抗美援朝的那个退休干部，他自己都认为这是一个天然的军事防御基地，箭可以攻，会可以守，是一个很好的这个城堡的所在地。
By now, Meng learns that there were at least 5 villages in this area, all associated with a former prefecture.
我发现了这个地方读获的地名，就像剑内孙、剑外孙。我想，没有卷，怎么会有剑内孙？而且它这里标明的就是朱崖卷。
The names of the villages form a complete picture in Meng's mind. They fit the structure of a prefecture. This is very likely the site of the prefecture. Meng asks the old man why the villagers had relocated and abandoned the village. The answer is rather underwhelming. It was because of a water shortage. The well just outside Dongtan used to be the only water source. There is no way of knowing when the well was drilled, but people living in the area still draw water from it.
他告诉我，当年去挑水，怎么一种艰难，挑一担水，从那小门里面挑回家去。 一个半天也只能是挑3担水，已经累得不行了。
A prefecture of such military importance must be built close to an abundant water supply. Otherwise, it won't have enough water for the soldiers, civilians, and horses.
过去建立郡城，郡也好，县也好，包括全国各地的县城，它总不能够离开水。 如果离开水了，那就活不了。
This area is typical volcanic terrain, with more rock than soil. The volcanic rock can't retain water, so water shortages are commonplace in the area. There is a local family tradition of keeping water tanks in the courtyard. The number of tanks suggests the level of affluence. Water is the most valuable resource and the scarcest. It makes no sense for the Han to build a prefecture center in a drought-stricken area. Either this is not the original location, or water was more plentiful back then. In Dongtan village, Meng comes across an old cemetery from the Song dynasty where members of the Cai family are buried. The Cais were thought to be the first generation of settlers in Hainan. They moved from Fujian and have thrived ever since. Next to the cemetery is the Cai ancestral shrine. Every March 15th in the Chinese lunar calendar, Cai family members will gather for an ancestor worship ceremony. Meng's question is why the Cai would move to a place with such limited water resources. Another discovery Meng makes is that the village has many immigrants from Fujian. One piece of compelling evidence he finds is the well-preserved local tradition of sugar making.
甘蔗制成糖这个工艺应该从岭南一带、福建啊、广东一带进来的，但这个工艺在内地应该很少找到，在海南岛还能保持着，还能有这种土法制糖的工艺。
Sugarcane is first crushed to make juice. The juice is heated, and then lime and charcoal are added. The mixture is neutralized and filtered to make syrup. The process takes about 8 to 12 hours. To avoid the syrup from hardening, it is poured onto a wood slab. Then, after kneading, it turns into brown sugar. This old technique was brought to Hainan from Fujian and is still in use. Meng's other discovery is that many other large clans besides the Cai family inhabited areas surrounding the village. Meng's theory is that the place must have had favorable natural conditions to support life. Meng finds support for his theory in the Cai family journal. According to the journal, 400 years ago, the village was overflowing with water and the villagers could easily fish crab from the water. This shows that at least 400 years ago, the village had no shortage of water. Quite possibly that was also the case 2,000 years ago, back in the Han Dynasty. This also proves that the village's abandonment is, historically speaking, a rather recent event. This village might well be the location of Zhuya, but where are the walls? A villager tells Meng that some of the walls are still intact and recognizable. Meng follows the villager to a place known as the Old City Walls. The walls are made of black volcanic rock and are about 1.5 to 2 meters thick. Given their width, a man could easily run on the wall. The wall is uneven in height, with the highest point reaching about 2 meters. Damage from humans and natural erosion has reduced the walls to ruin, but one can see the walls used to be sturdy and strong. By now, Meng is almost sure a city used to stand in this area. But to identify it as Zhuya, 2 more conditions have to be met. According to historical records, there ought to be a divine hill and a temple in which the Marquis of the Pearl Cliffs is worshipped. This entire region has a specific dance, performed in the past to fend off disasters and evil spirits. Now it is more of an art, which has taken on other elements such as music, acrobatics, and witchcraft. The performance takes place on festive occasions in the town center and always in front of an old temple, the Temple of Six Gods. As its name suggests, 6 gods are worshipped in the temple. Legend has it that the temple was built after 6 brave men died, defending the local villagers against bandits. The exact time it was erected cannot be verified. In the records of Hainan, Tang Zhou writes that the Marquis of Pearl Cliffs is worshipped at Lingshan-ci. Meng arrives at the Temple of 6 Gods and is surprised to see a plaque at the door that reads Lingshan-ci. He comes to the conclusion that the Temple of 6 Gods is the unofficial name for the Lingshan-ci Temple.
我发现6神庙又叫朱崖神庙，为什么同一个庙既叫6神庙灵山石，又叫朱崖庙呢？
Meng wants to know if the Marquis is indeed deified in the temple. He looks across the temple and finds the 6 gods, but no sign of the Marquis. Upon further examination, he finds 2 statues in a corner. 2, not 1. The local villagers confirm that the 2 are generals. The 2 generals are Lu Wode, who helped establish Juya Prefecture, and Ma Yuan, who helped restore it. Under both statues read the words, Marquis of the Pearl Cliffs. They are worshipped in the same temple as the 6 gods. Now we know the Marquis of the Pearl Cliffs refers to 2 generals, not 1. It fits Tang Zhou's description. The Marquis is worshipped in Lingshan-ci. Now that we have found Lingshan-ci Temple, where is the Divine Hill? It wasn't easy, but Meng finally located Juya Prefecture. Years later, another ancient city is discovered. This raises new questions about whether the other one truly was Juya Prefecture. Which of these 2 sites is the original one? Join us next time for part 2 of the Pearl Cliffs. Juya Prefecture was established in Hainan after a prolonged war, yet it existed for decades before the Han Emperor abandoned it. Scientists and scholars have been trying very hard to answer some of the questions about this short-lived ancient city. Juya Prefecture held strategic importance, but it only lasted for 64 years before being discarded by the Han Emperor. The prefecture vanished into history, but for 2,000 years, people have kept searching for it.
汉的在海南市的朱崖郡时代比较久远了，它将近2000多年了，这是一个。另外呢，史书记载呢也不详细。第3个呢，就是当时汉代在海南市的朱崖郡，它存在的时间比较短，就短短的60多年，
几千年呢，再加上海南特殊的地理环境所致，它这个朱崖郡可能是一个永远不好解开的 未解之谜吧。
Meng Lesheng, a scholar in Hainan, is obsessed with solving this mystery. He has looked through historical accounts and made field trips. He's almost sure the Zhuya prefecture is in Dongtan village near the city of Haikou. Ming Dynasty historian Tang Zhou mentioned Zhuya in his book, Records of Hainan, 1500 AD. He said close to Zhuya there was a hill that rises above a vast area of flatland. Meng has come to Dongtan to search for it. Meng scouts the area around Dongtan and finally comes upon a hill on the edge of the village. On the hilltop, Meng can see far and wide. It looks like the hill does hold military significance. The Han must have had watchtowers here, but where are those towers now? Wang Weicai is a local villager who runs 2 restaurants that specialize in lamb dishes. The lamb from this area is tender and tasty. Customers love it.
我们石山地区呢，盛产做石山羊。这石山羊呢，我们叫做黑山羊。就是我们石山地区呢，大概有4000多种植物，很多都是羊很爱吃的。
About 1,200 years ago, Wei Zhiyi, a prime minister in the Tang Dynasty, was exiled here. He saw exactly what we are seeing now, lush green and overgrown shrubs. The only difference was goats were not yet introduced into the area. Wei thought the area would be great for grazing. He suggested that the prefecture government have black goats shipped from the Leizhou Peninsula. After that, the goat population increased exponentially. Ironically, these goats are an important lead in helping Meng locate the watchtowers. Most of the goats graze on the highland. Some goats may disappear into the growth and vanish. The shepherds then have to climb up one of the goat towers to look for the missing goats. There used to be many more such towers, up to 6 meters in height.
为什么叫羊堆呢？这个地方养山羊，山羊在放牧的时候呢，不知道跑哪去了，他们就爬到最高点来去看，找山羊。据他们讲，当年60、70年代，他们爬上去就可以看到南渡江。
These small towers were also built with volcanic rock. Many were destroyed, but what remains is enough to convince Meng that this is the hill described in Tang Zhou's book. The people who constructed the towers couldn't have forecasted that they would eventually be used by shepherds to locate their stray goats. The puzzle surrounding Zhuya Prefecture was finally solved. The site Tang Zhou described in his book is located in Dongtan Village. The government of Qiong'an County released a statement in support of this theory. The statement reads, Zhuya Prefecture, set up in the Western Han Dynasty, was found in Dongtan Village. The old temple and the well at the site are now under protection as cultural heritage sites. The dust seemed to have settled, but another major archaeological finding put this conclusion to a test. Another site was located containing Han artifacts. This caused a debate to ensue over the exact location of Zhuya Prefecture.
目前最大的争议或者是争论，就在于朱崖郡究其境，它的原址在何处？一说在目前的尊潭镇，一说呢在南渡江流域的另外2个乡镇。
Historical records concur on the location of the prefecture, which is Dongtandu, 10 kilometers south of Qiongsan County. Huang Peiping, a former government official, is among those who argue against Dongtan theory. Huang and others believe Dongtandu is actually in Dabin village and Bofu village located in Longtang town.
不管是尊潭说，或者是龙潭说，它的2家的出入点都是在康州的这个琼海志里面这句话，尊潭所引用的也是东潭都，那么我引用的也是东潭都，所以因为技术上它已经明确 记载了这一点就是汉朱崖郡治在县东南20里东潭都石林村子村，就地址还存在那里面。我们就是根据这句话来找它到底东潭都在什么地方。
In Dabin village, Longtang town, Huang spots a stone stele with the inscription saying a noble family moved to Dongtandu and prospered. A similar inscription is found on a tombstone from the Qing dynasty in Bofu village. This suggests that in the Qing dynasty, this area was under the jurisdiction of Dongtan. Further evidence suggests before 1949, Dongtan village was known as Zundu village, whereas Bofu village was called Dongtandu. After 1949, an administrative reshuffling took place, hence the name changes. Huang is surprised to find a holy temple in Bofu, previously known as Dongtandu. In the temple are the statues of the Marquis of the Pearl Cliffs.
它这个庙宇我叫什么名？它叫做城隍庙。我又感到奇怪了，一般农村是没有城隍庙的，城隍庙只有在城市里面才有城隍庙。
Even more surprises are coming Huang's way.
接着老百姓就带我去说，这个城隍庙原来是在山顶上的，后来老百姓把上面这个城乡里面的土地都拿来种庄稼了后，就把那个城隍庙从山上搬到这个山脚下去了，所以说上面还有东西在上面，老百姓就把我带上去了。
Huang was in awe when he noticed an ancient town site obscured by thick vegetation. This breathtaking discovery soon made headlines. The ancient town sits on top of the hill and faces the Nandu River to the east.
我们现在找古代的遗址，小点儿的古代的村落， 大点古代的遗址，再更大一点古代城址，就一个我们考古老当时在学校都教了：第一高地，第二个临水。这是考古调查最基本的一个原则。
The construction of this ancient town complies with this basic concept. It sits on top of a hill in the middle of a vast flat terrain. It faces the Nandu River to the east and the Qiongzhou Straits to the north. Its geographical location makes for an excellent defensive fortification with a high vantage point. It has easy access to the river, which is good both for drinking and transportation. Besides, situated on elevated ground makes it less susceptible to flooding. All the necessary conditions in terms of defense, transportation, and water supply are in place for building a prefecture here. The question remains whether the Han built Zhuya Prefecture at this exact location.
我想来说，如果不经过考古工作，单纯的文献记载，这个是争论可能要长期下去。
To solve the puzzle, the Hainan Archaeological Institute and the Chongshan City Museum set up a joint task force to conduct excavations in the ancient town. Locals were excited that the truth about this area would soon be revealed. Hao Sede, the former director of the Hainan Archaeological Institute, headed the excavation effort.
朱亚岭那个岭上的那个土作城圈，是不是城墙？第二个，它那个城里面，包括城墙，出土的文物是什么文物？对我们那个断代这个城址什么时间所建筑的，我们要找到这个依据。第三个，我们要判断一下这个城它属于什么性质。所以主要是基于这3个目的，我们对古城进行了发掘。
The surface layer was removed to reveal more layers, each 6 to 8 centimeters thick. What had caused this?
因为你建成的时候往上挑土，土是很松的，因为你土本来是硬的，你挖出来以后再倒上去，那就松了。那是城墙不能松啊，怎么办呢？就要夯，把7厘米这个10厘米的土夯成30厘米，那这个土质就非常坚硬，对城来说也起到个加固的作用。
The layers of mortar found on the exterior of the wall are compressed and hard as stone, making the ancient town literally indestructible. In the middle of the south wall is an opening. This may look like nothing special to untrained eyes, yet it holds a message for the archaeologists.
南面那个护河呢，正好是个斜坡状的，它那个出去的路面是斜坡状的。 所以也便于防守，所以我们分析南面那个护河呢，可能就是这个朱亚岭古城的一个南门。
To confirm the identity of the ancient town as Zhuya Prefecture, they needed an artifact that they could date from that period of time.
汉代他要建一个君子所在的一级的那个城的话，他当时肯定要留下去带有他铭文的文物，也可能是官印。 也可能是瓦当，也可能是砖，等等。
The archaeologists were hoping to find some articles with date inscriptions on them. The first section of the wall that was excavated was built using hardened raw soil, and the team found nothing.
所以我们在这个城圈的内部，东面、西面、南面及中间，又进行了布方。
The archaeologists continued excavating. In the remaining sections of the wall, they finally unearthed some building components and household utensils.
这次朱亚岭发掘吧，它出土的文物主要是以青釉瓷器为主， 完了还有一部分陶器跟建筑构件，
有一部分是属于汉代的，那些考片呐、这个布瓦纹啊、布纹瓦之类的东西。
古城遗址里面探访里面出土了少量的几何印纹陶。几何印纹陶，海南汉代的文化呢，就是几何印纹陶是一个比较主要的文化特征。
It was exciting for the excavation team to learn that some of the pottery pieces were indeed from the Han Dynasty. The ancient city looked certain to be Juya Prefecture. Yet, the archaeologists were confused by what they also came across. They found some artifacts from the Tang Dynasty at the same site.
朱崖岭古城出土的青釉瓷器，特点呢就是不到底，圈足部分就是没有釉了。这正好是唐代中晚期岭南地区出土的唐代中晚期的瓷器，也是这个特征。
Why were artifacts from two different dynasties found in the same place?
从我们考古学来说呢，就是早期的东西它会遗留到你那个生活的那个时代。
海南岛当时的政治经济、特别经济、生活生产方式啊，和内地差了一大截，有相当的滞后。这个之后能到什么时候？20世纪50年代初，全中国都解放的时候，我们海南岛的在岛中心的福地的地方，还有刀耕火种的原始社会的因素。
The coexistence of Tang and Han artifacts in one place is explained by cultural backwardness. The excavation team came across nothing more of value, nor did they find articles with inscriptions on them. As the mission expanded, an irrefutable fact surfaced and completely overturned the notion that this was Juya Prefecture. Archaeologists found the ancient town too small to be a proper prefecture. It had a circumference of only 750 meters and only one gate in its southern part.
古代它那个城址的建筑都有一定的都有一定的规制，它不能随意去建筑。比如说，你像那个在青海，汉代在青海那个青海湖畔，设置了一个西海郡。青海省文物考古工作者他们挖掘了一个西海郡的城址，他经过发掘跟那个实测，西海郡的那个城址长650米，宽600米，占地面积将近39万平方米，可见它那个郡治的规模是非常宏伟的。可是相比那个朱崖岭古城呢，它的整个周长才750米。
这个城目前通过它目前的考古材料来看，是唐代的行政机构所在地才能叫城。从它那个规模那么小，周长才几百米的这个范围来说，更能证明它是个军事城堡。
Based on the measurements and the artifacts unearthed, Juya Prefecture was obviously not here. Where is the real location of Juya Prefecture then? And why do people make such an effort to find it?
发掘和找寻朱崖郡，也就是发掘和找寻到了海南文化的原点。
海南岛的这个历史文化，从哪里开始？从朱崖郡、丹耳郡设郡以后，这个文化的源头从这里起来。
From the ancient town, one can see the Nandu River. After Juya Prefecture was established in the Han Dynasty, a flurry of refugees came to Hainan and settled along this river. Hainan became their new home. Many officials were also exiled here.
贬官之所以到这里来，他会除了面对非常复杂和恶劣自然环境之外，还要面对极其险恶的人文环境，所以贬官对于海南而言就成了个代言词。
从唐朝和宋朝2个朝代，被贬到海南岛的3品以上的官员，将近60个，有这么记载的：犯人流放7600里，但是7600里就讲的是朱衙郡。
Over a period of a few thousand years, the arrival of migrants has brought civilization to Hainan and gradually changed the island. It turned this deserted island, rife with jungle diseases, into a pearl on the South China Sea. Zhuya may well reside somewhere close to this ancient village or underneath these winding trails. The quest to find the location of Zhuya is more about answering the question about Hainan's cultural roots. When Hainan first became a province, tens of thousands of people moved here and started a remarkable process of developing the island. Hainan owes a lot to these people. Maybe when the Han Emperor Wu decreed the establishment of Zhuya Prefecture, the wheel of fate had already begun rolling towards making Hainan the prosperous place that it is today.